You want to hit some fan questions?
Oh, yeah.
I took some screenshots. Number one, I have a first one from Stooley Memes. Not a question, but trash day is a couple days away, and coming off vacation and getting out of your routine can be killer. Set an extra reminder this week. So anybody who's on vacation, anybody that's been out of the loop on trash day, just make sure to set your reminders. If you want to cheat and go out the night before, go ahead and do that. But I like to put all the pressure on me come game day.
Perform day of.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, perform day of.
Who needs to prepare, dude? Fuck that.
His question from Stooley Memes: are you a plan every detail vacation guy or figure it out when you get there kind of guy?
I think we can definitely guess what I am.
Figure it out when you get there.
Figure it out when I get there, 100%. There's probably one or two things I really want to do X, Y, and Z, but that's it.
I think some planning is good because I think I'm more of a figure it out when you get there.
Yeah.
Then when you get there and you're trying to figure it out, you're kind of just thinking like, hey, next time we do this, we should have a little bit more of a plan.
It's always good to have an idea. Hit the Google, rip around a little bit. What is there to do around there? Maybe talk to some friends, put out a tweet. Other than that, like to have an itinerary, that is not what I'm interested in when it comes to vacation.
Some like loose structure of like today's going to be a beach day. Today we're going to do an excursion. Tomorrow, this day, that day.
Yeah,
we're going to go out dinner spots. You got to get some reservations sometimes.
Got to rip those things out. That's what I'm the worst about.
Yeah,
it'll be like 4:00. I'll be like, you want to get dinner? It's like, oh, we're all full until 9:30. It's like, well, the hot dog stand it is for the family.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing. That is a tough deal. But yeah, I think there should be like a main theme each day of what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that time in between, like we don't need an 8:30 to 9:30 is this, then 9:45 to that. I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go on vacation with people like that.
Unless you have kids. I think you got to plan around. You got nap times, you got bedtimes and shit like that. So you gotta have somewhat of a little bit of structure. Like, hey, Rue will probably be down for this long. If we want to get dinner and this place doesn't have reservations, we're going to want to go there early. Right. Kind of hit it in between 5 and 5:30.
It's amazing how much your life opens up once your kid gets out of the nap phase. Then we got to go to bed at a certain time.
Mm-hmm.
And when they wake up, they kind of just wake you up.
Yeah, I'm going to be upset when nap time's over. I think
because you're a big nap guy.
Well, not that, but you just get a break too.
No, it's because when they get older, they're now like functioning and moving. You have a second one coming. That one gets a little bit older. You need a break at any point in the day. Hey, you guys go play for 10 minutes. And they just go and rip. My kids, finding a little time to myself. Hey, guys, go upstairs and go rip around for a little bit. Got a little camera up there. They're playing.
Your old man's got to binge Suits.
Yeah. I gotta watch Suits. It has been tough, man, during the day when they're like, Dad, let's play. And I'm like, dude, I really don't want to. I'd much rather watch Suits. It's tough. But I do most of the time. Sometimes I do kind of sneak away a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I am addicted. That's my ADD. I gotta when I get focused on something, it doesn't stop until it's over.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Talking about views and stuff as well. You get tunnel vision on like
absolutely
hey,
trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, could it be
conspiracy theories?
Could it be this conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, my man is so far down a rabbit hole.
It's fun. Is it not a little fun?
A little stressful on my part.
Oh, it doesn't need to be stressful. You've known me long enough. It's a grain of salt every day. Where's the water?
So yeah, you can there's time to be both. You can not have a plan at all. You can have a lot of planning, or you can have a little bit of planning.
Is there anybody who is a lot of planning guy on vacation on this bus?
I would say I'm more there needs to be some kind of plan than more of like, let's not have a plan.
Like beach day.
Right. Like, hey, I want to know what we're doing on certain days. I don't want to go to where we're going, hey, what's everybody feeling? I hate when it's like, what are we all feeling? Because everybody has a different vibe.
Especially with large groups.
Yeah.
You get in large groups, like, what does everybody want? And then you can tell like 2 or 3 people don't want what the majority wants. And it's like, you feel kind of bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
Really, it's better to make a decision.
Yeah. Like our families came. And so each day we're like, hey, we're going to be doing this on these days. You can join us. You can not join us, but don't be surprised when we're not around. Type of thing. You know what I mean?
It's a power move.
Well, it's kind of like you want to set the expectation.
No doubt.
Because you don't want to sit up in the morning like, hey, if we're going to walk down to the coffee shop, like, hey, Dad, we're probably going to walk down there around 8 a.m. Mm-hmm. So you need to be up and ready. If you're not, and then you come down and like, hey, where'd you guys go? We're at the coffee shop.
You know where we're at. I told you last night.
And if it doesn't happen, I'll build up a frustration in my head because number one, I didn't set the expectation. And then when he's not up, I'm like, why isn't Grandpa like wanting to walk down and do something a little bit different? He can sleep anytime. You want to be up and going. Then
you'll like a fun guy to go on vacation.
You'll have that in your head. I think I'm a great time. I'm just saying like I think you just gotta set expectations.
Dog, I wish JP was here right now. Just the grumpiness kind of coming out in you.
I think it's more of just like there's principles that I stand on with it.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm fucking talking about?
I
You got to lay down the fucking groundwork.
read you loud and clear, brother. Let's hit the next question.
All right. This one is for the boys in the back. What's the best and worst part about working with Taylor and Will?
Next question. Go ahead, Sherm. Yeah, let's go.
Sherm popping in a couple of Lucy's.
Oh, sorry. This one comes from Pat Reezy at Pat NEBZ.
Okay, so best part on my first day, unofficial first day, because official first day is next week. Best part, I got a ton of free stuff, which was awesome.
Nice.
I showered with Dawn dish soap this morning.
Okay.
We haven't fully unpacked yet.
Your skin.
Hell yeah, dude.
So since they're part of the brand, I just say shout out Duke Cannon. Correct?
Shout out, no free shout out, Duke Cannon.
Okay, shout out, no, we're still working on it. Shout out, no free shout out Duke Cannon. Now I have soap for my shower. That's best part so far. Worst part, I'm easily the shortest guy in the office. I mean, it's huge around here. I knew Taylor would be tall, but like everybody's tall. I mean, y'all all have several inches on me.
You being 5'7" really threw me for a loop.
Yeah.
That was a wild.
Well, 5'7" on a good day. Like if I'm wearing the Air Maxes, 5'7".
We'll get a stool. We'll get a stool for
I
each,
need one.
for each section.
Literally,
the shop.
you wanted a coffee, and I had to essentially press the button on top for you because you didn't know what we were pressing.
I closed the Keurig and I'm sitting there. I'm like,
Hey, did I do it wrong? I'm
Is
looking
it
at just
gonna-
blinking, waiting for me to turn
He's
it
like on
on.
his tiptoes.
I go, hey, status report. What's up there, Taylor? He goes, a button that you have to press. Here
Yeah,
you go.
but we got you, Bob. We got you dialed in.
Mitch, best and worst part.
Best part that you guys are like easily the best bosses I've ever had in the sense of like there's no yes there's pressure, but it's not like you have to be like buttoned up around you. Like you can kind of be relaxed, you can just kind of chill, and like you guys are just one of the boys. Worst part is sometimes your communication skills are not the best. Sometimes you're hard to get in touch with, or if we need something to like we need your input on, we know you guys are on your phones because you're tweeting, and we'll text you, and you guys have tweeted, but you haven't responded to our text. So it's like, we know you're on your phone. We know you probably saw the text, be like, I just won't. I'm just not gonna respond.
This is a Vrabelism of a like a speak for yourself, because I know when Mitch and I communicate, he probably has a crippling anxiety of when he has to write stuff. So when he needs my input, it's because all of his confidence for executing his role isn't there, and he needs me to chime in and let him know what he needs to do.
Yes, but I'm also talking.
Like, what we talking about?
Am I the only one who's going to answer it?
No, everybody's got to answer.
Everyone's gonna answer. Everyone's gonna answer it.
But no, it's just like when it comes to like group things. I know you know that I am in like in my head so much when yes.
Oh, brother.
When
When
I
you
have
say
to reach
we
out-
all, it's like, okay, I can't wait to just go with Mitch, talk about our one-on-ones with each other.
when I have to reach out to you, you know I'm in my head already. But like when it comes to like a group consensus, like if it's something that we want to do with the pod or something like an intro or something, that's when it's like, okay, we need your input here.
Yeah, we read our assessments. So it's definitely a theme. Our communication skills.
Communication is key. Communication and being here.
Yeah.
Best thing, I can publicly rip you guys on the internet, and it only like helps my job sometimes, which is fun because in a normal job, like I'm fired. So to me, I think that's fun. And you guys are good sports about it. Like y'all are great about taking shots and then having thick skin and being able to turn it around and being like, well, you're also a fucking idiot. So that's fun for me. Worst part. I don't have like a specific thing. Yeah, you guys are the best. If I think of something, I will say it. I'm not just like trying to dodge.
There's like three things in his head. He's like, I don't know how to word
It's
that.
good to know he doesn't go into when I don't know who all Mitch is speaking for, but it's good to know Jack isn't part of that group.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are the best.
I'll agree.
Jack just soiled the fuck out of it.
The good parts are, I mean, you coming to work with your friends every day. like learning through this process all together. The worst parts, there really are no worst parts. This is the best job anyone could ever ask for. I have no idea what Mitch is talking about. This is like, I wake up every day and I'm like, let's get this bread.
Just well executed.
I love it.
Well
I
executed.
love it, man. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What about
Thank you, Garrett.
what about
Thank
in
you, Jack.
return? What's the best and worst part about working with the back of the bus?
Best part, obviously, we've been a crew that's been together for what, 4 years? Are we going on 5? 4?
Think goes
Yeah, we're on the other side of 4.
post 4, headed
Yeah.
towards 5.
And for the
Contract
most
year.
part, we've all been together. The worst parts is we've all been together so long, so we know it's like a brotherly vibe at times. I would say, speaking for myself, it's
Will was so ready to answer this question. I was listening
No,
to you guys
I
kind of enjoying
wasn't.
myself, and then he was like, oh fuck, Will was prepared.
no, I didn't.
Just
know
like
he
his
was gonna ask
vacations,
that.
he's fucking ready.
I would say the hardest part is like being the guy. You have to learn how to like manage each individual person because everybody's different. And that's been the hardest learning curve, because it's not like you can treat everything like you're in a film room and just watch film and kind of like, belittle or just be mean to guys, or kind of just say what is black and white about it and how it either needs to get fixed or you end up getting cut or moving on, whatever it is. You kind of have to like find the relationship foundation and understand what people are motivated by. So that's been the hardest part. That's probably the toughest part. Because you got Mitch who says something like that and it's like, fucking, all right, does everybody feel this way? Oh, it doesn't sound like it. Mitch, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you, Mitch.
Mitch, to be fair to you, the thing you brought up about texting and tweeting, I think I've had that conversation with Will a few times. Being like, hey, I see you tweeting. Please just text me back.
That's payback.
Okay.
Perfect.
For the first half of our relationship together, like you just go off the radar.
Yeah.
You would
yeah.
never. So it's
Absolutely.
big time payback.
Okay. Well, let's get back to neutral.
Payback. There's still a lot I have in the tank.
Best part, yeah, to go off what Will said, best part is definitely all the boys knowing each other really well and being around each other and kind of knowing how everybody clicks, what pisses them off, what doesn't, and using whichever one you want at that time. That is the best part. And then the worst part is probably the same thing, like Will said, but speaking for myself, my least favorite part of working with you guys is Mondays walking in the shop and there's no energy. When I walk in to dap the boys up, and it's just like everyone's looking at their computer, just dapping down. And I know you guys are working, but I'm trying to start Monday off hot. I'm not Garfield. I'm trying to have a hell of a Monday every Monday, which I saw that movie, by the way. Have you guys seen that? It's horrible. The new Garfield movie that just came out. It's garbage. It's bad. I love Chris Pratt too, but the movie is insane. So yeah, that's probably my one just off the top of my dome is the lack of juice sometimes when I walk in.
Speak your truth, man.
That is my truth. Wanna do one
Fan
more?
question right here.
Okay, this
At
podcast
Mike
is now 3 hours.
at Mike Dubs Radio. Well, we didn't hit a little dad segment, so this could be a good one. What's your biggest tip for a new girl, Dad?
I'm out.
How new is the baby? Is the baby brand new? We just get out of the womb?
Yeah, let's
We
say you
weeks
say
old?
you're a new girl, Dad. Like, what's your biggest tip for new fathers?
Dude, the skin to skin.
Mm.
It seems kind of ridiculous when your wife is who is obviously brought up to you. You did not think of this, but the whole taking your shirt off, laying down, and putting the baby with just a diaper on top of you, that connection, it is going to play a big role down the line as far as her feeling comfortable with daddy, being a daddy's girl, or being more focused on mom. I think the skin to skin is a massive move, and it doesn't take a whole lot of work.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's a small little tip.
Mine would be, I would say, because the first how many months would you say are you kind of just in the trenches about it? Probably until they get in a good sleep routine.
Yeah. So what?
First few
3
months, they probably don't. I mean, Rue was probably 4 months. I know there's like the philosophies are anywhere from that 3, 4, 5. I think anyway. But once it's like being in that suck, being in those trenches. It's brutal. Like, let's just call a spade a spade.
It's awful.
Shit is hard raising a kid. And you have all of your stuff going on at home with your spouse who's going through, what's it called? Postpartum. they're going through their journey after having the child, that you have your things going on at home, you have things going on at work, you have things going on with your boys, you have things going on with colleagues, whatever it is. And at the same time, you're getting minimal sleep. You're having to do all the necessary feedings and all the things going on. But if you could pull yourself out of it, because it is fucking hard. There's times I was holding her and I wanted to swing on her and just be like, just get out of here, Will.
It'd be an
Just
easy
leave
fight.
him.
That's an
Just
easy
leave
fight.
this family right now. But one day when we are all empty nesters, we're going to be old. The world's not going to give a shit about us. We're not going to be cool anymore. We're not going to be any of that shit. We're going to want and miss those times when you're raising them, when they're at their smallest, and seeing them kind of grow up. So during all the chaos, during all the mundane bullshit, which is really shitty at times, you can just remind yourself that, hey, you're going to miss this. You're going to wish you had this again. By the time they grow up, they don't need you anymore. They don't want you. That's usually what I battle with on a consistent basis.
I got to see my kids right now.
Yeah.
First off, I remember 2 springs or summers ago, seeing you when Rue was like first born in those first couple of months, just a shell of a man. Just a true. I remember specifically sitting out in the parking area and just looking at you, bags under the eyes, just exhausted, and coming in and then having to manufacture some sort of energy for another episode.
Right.
Just brutal. Totally brutal. And then for those of you who are going through the whole sleep schedule, everything, human beings love routine. So if you have a baby, and if you feed the baby,
Great
burp
tip.
the baby, change the baby, or any combination, how you do it the same exact way every single time. Because a lot of times babies, if you do it in a different combination or you miss one of those things, you put the baby down, the baby will be fussing. You think, oh, they need to be burped more, they need to be fed more, when really they're just looking for routine. And that'll help a lot. Because it is hell, but there's going to be a glimmer of hope when you go and you're dreading to go put them down for the 4th nap of the day, and they go down a little bit easier. And you're like, oh, I'm getting better at this.
Mhm.
I'm doing what I need to do right now. And it kind of just, then one nap goes away, then another nap goes away, and then you're at one nap. And that's when you're like, all right, naps a little bit longer. You get your time like you like.
Or when you change their shitty diaper just to hold them, and then they just shit themselves again. And so you got to change it again
Dude.
within like a matter of minutes.
And when you're potty training, you make them go to the bathroom like 2 times during bedtime.
Yeah.
But then when you think it's over and you think they're nodding off and they hit you with, Daddy, I have to go poop. Get your ass up and get in the toilet then. Let's go. You're so mad. There's nothing more infuriating because you know you kind of got to restart the bedtime now. You can't just like go and lay down, but all right, good night. When you were thinking, I'm going to take 10 deep breaths and then I'm going to get up. You're on like breath 8 and they say that shit to you and you're like, I know I'm going to have to redo some of this shit.
Yeah.
And that's what days end. Anyway, great question.
A good book tip for sleep training: 12 hours in 12 weeks. Rue is like 15, 16 weeks, but 12 hours in 12 weeks. That's my book recommendation for sleep training.